I got all this data about the current weather in New York in just 12 lines of code. But I also can get a list of all of these movies and a list of these real-world crypto prices using APIs. Normally, to build a weather app, you'd have to collect data from satellites, maintain servers, and write thousands of lines of back-end code, which is nearly impossible without a massive team. And that's where APIs come in. It allows you to use the work of thousands of developers. Before jumping straight into the code, let's take a look at how it works, because it's a lot simpler than you think. To get this weather data, your computer makes a request to a server, and that server responds with that data. An API is what sits in between, allowing you to make that request. It's like a server at a restaurant. The customer, your computer, asks for food or the data. That waiter delivers that request to the chef or the server. That chef responds with food or the data, and the waiter brings it back to you. Now there's only one problem. Sometimes this server is locked and you need a key to get in, and that's called an API key. Just go to weatherapi.com and sign up. And once you're logged in, go ahead and copy this API key. Now we can get into the code for all this. And I have a GitHub repo, so you can copy all this code. The only thing you have to do is change this API key. The most important function that you have to worry about is this fetch function. Now this fetch function is what allows us to make these API requests. Now this fetch function needs the URL to the server that you're trying to access, along with your API key. So this fetch function makes a request to this server, and seeing your API key will respond with the correct data. Now there's one more important thing. This fetch function returns as a promise, so you have to handle it like you would a regular promise. And you can use .then or async await like we're using here. But once this fetch function has resolved, it's going to store that data in this response variable. Now there's a lot of data that's being stored in this response variable, but the only one we're going to worry about is this one, this .json. Now this .json is holding all the data about the weather. Now this also returns as a promise, so you have to use that await keyword. But once it's resolved, all of that data will be stored in this data variable. So if you run that code, now you can see all the current weather in New York. You can see the current temperature or the current humidity. And in that GitHub repo, I have lots of examples of using other APIs with a bunch of comments explaining everything. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, you might as well subscribe. And that's the power of APIs. You can use the work of thousands of developers to power your app. And now that you know how to use APIs, go out and build something great.